The year was 1986. Ronald Reagan was president. The Space Shuttle Challenger explodes 73 seconds after it lifted off from Cape Canaveral, and Mike Tyson, aged just 20 years, becomes the world's heavyweight boxing champion. And the New York Mets defeat the Boston Red Sox in Game 7 of the World Series to claim the World Series title in 1986. All right, so shortly after that, on November 24th, something else significant happened. On November 24th, 1986, the United States Mint released its first ever silver bullion coin, the American Silver Eagle. Now, this coin was struck as 1 troy ounce with a nominal face value of $1, just as it is today. The U.S. Mint's guarantee that the coin would contain 1 troy ounce of 99.9% pure silver. There is a little copper in the coin as well. In today's video, we'll have a look at some 1986 American Silver Eagles and discuss how they came to be, their mintage numbers, the spot price at the time, and the premium over spot to buy these coins when they first came out, and who knows what else. All that coming right up. Welcome back to Florida Stacker on YouTube, your source for precious metals unboxings, dealer reviews, market updates, how to store your gold and silver, what to buy, what's on sale, what to avoid, you name it. If it's gold or silver, cash or platinum, chances are we talk about it here on this channel. Today we're going to look at the 1986 American Silver Eagle, how the coin came to be, and some historical facts. Now, in November 1986, spot price for silver was hanging out around $5.25 per troy ounce, and per Professional Coin Grading Service website, better known as PCGS, the 1986 American Silver Eagle coins were being sold between $6.50 to $7 each back when they came out in 1986. Now, many of you were thinking, wow, that's a great price, and it is a great price, but keep in mind that spot price was $5.25, and you were paying $1.25 to $1.75 in premium, so that works out to be a 33% premium over spot on the high side, so not great, but not too far off the mark of what we've seen over the last 5 years or so. Now, in addition to the bullion Silver Eagle, the U.S. Mint did also release a proof version and an uncirculated version for coin collectors. Those uncirculated versions have the mint mark typically. To date, the coin has been produced across 3 U.S. mints: the Philadelphia Mint, the San Francisco Mint, and the Mint at West Point, New York. Now, support for the American Silver Eagle program ultimately originated with plans during the late 1970s and early 1980s for the United States to sell off silver from its defense national stockpile. The Wall Street Journal had long since reported that several presidential administrations had sought unsuccessfully to sell silver from the national stockpile, arguing that domestic production of silver was grossly exceeding that of America's strategic needs for the precious metal. Now, each time the news would break about the government offering silver for sale, and that did happen a few times between the late 70s and 1985, well, Wall Street would go into full-fledged panic mode and would sell off silver futures contracts, which would lower the spot price of silver and get all the silver miners spun up about it in anticipation that the government would begin to sell, which would suppress the price of silver. So there was a lot of controversy over this between the late 1970s and the mid-1980s. In June 1981, speaking of which, the House Armed Services Committee decided to approve a Reagan administration request to sell government-owned silver beginning in 1982. The reason behind this was to use the sale of that silver to offset the national budget. All right, budgets were a concern back then. Inflation was a concern back then. We were off the gold standard, so the debt creation was well underway. Well, this didn't happen, unfortunately, because a bunch of guys from Idaho, namely silver miners and companies, those that could petition Congress from Idaho, argued that this would crash the silver market, once again, as you suspected, and put some of those silver miners out of business. Okay, so there was a lot of back and forth, which continued on until new legislation came to sell government silver without impacting the silver mining industry. It took some time to get that figured out. We had to keep the mining companies as well as the fat Wall Street bankers happy. And the result is known as Title II of Public Law 99-61, or the Liberty Coin Act, which was proposed on June 21st, 1985, and finally signed into law by President Ronald Reagan on July 9th, 1985. Okay, so a little more than a year before the coin's release. The act authorized the Secretary of the Treasury to mint and issue silver bullion coins from the silver that was held in the Strategic National Stockpile. Now, P.S. This did continue until 2002. I get very carried away with the 2020s and stuff of the time, but it was 2002 when it became clear that the Strategic National Stockpile would soon be depleted. At that time, Senator Harry Reid of Nevada introduced a bill known as the Support of the American Eagle Silver Bullion Program Act, and that bill did pass and allowed the Secretary of the Treasury to begin purchasing silver on the open market when the silver stockpile would eventually become depleted, as it did. So this is why you hear about the U.S. Mint buying planchets from places like the Sunshine Mint and none other than Idaho, for instance, right? So times have changed. We're now buying silver on the open market. But back in 1986, specifically on October 29th, 1986, the first American Silver Eagle coin was struck at the mint in San Francisco, California. The bullion Silver Eagles do not bear a mint mark, unfortunately, but all of the 1986 through 1998 American Silver Eagles were minted in San Francisco. Now, beginning in 1999, the West Point as well as the Philadelphia mints would also mint American Silver Eagles. And from 2001 until 2010, all production of American Silver Eagle bullion coins did take place at the West Point Mint. And the West Point Mint continues to make them today, with emergency minting taking place in Philadelphia. Now, back in 2011, thanks to enormous demand for silver at the time, the San Francisco Mint began once more producing American Silver Eagle bullion coins. As mentioned, during times of emergency, San Francisco and Philadelphia step it up. You saw those emergency Eagles a few years back. I think they were going for a higher premium, as you would expect, but I doubt they're going for that premium any longer. Now, I could go on, but let's get back to 1986 when 5,393,005 American Silver Eagle bullion coins were minted. The obverse was designed by Adolph A. Weinman and comes from the classic Walking Liberty silver half dollar. And John Mercanti is credited with the design of the reverse, which we now call the Type 1 reverse when discussing American Silver Eagle coins, thanks to the release of the Type 2 design midway through the 2021 year. Now, these coins are the most popular bullion coins in the world. I myself love them. Many others do. And by volume and collectability, they far exceed their closest competition, the Canadian silver maple leaf. Now, the 1986 Silver Eagle is a collector's coin, in my opinion, today. And I say that because the 86 Silver Eagle commonly sells for double the spot price, if not more. Most of these I purchased in the $40 to $50 range. With a weight of 1 troy ounce or 31.1 grams of silver and a diameter of 40.6 millimeters, all Silver Eagle coins contain a reeded edge, and that weight as well as that diameter has not changed since its release. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on the 1986 Silver Eagle. Do you have the first year of issue? Do you have any of the earlier years of issue, like 87 and 88? And also, I'm curious to know if you have the 1996 American Silver Eagle coins, which are the lowest vintage bullion Silver Eagle coins since they started in 86. Hopefully you found today's video a little entertaining, a little educational. Really appreciate you being here. And if you like gold and silver, reviews like this and discussions about historical things that led to the coins we stack and collect today, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right, have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you back soon with more precious metals content.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.